Good evening here from Ref the District's team. I'm Nathan. That's Trev. Before we get started with the show and normal commentary with the Commanders, Washington Commanders, and everything, we just wanted to quickly pop on and extend our thoughts, our prayers with Damar Hamlin and that situation. Trev, I know you kind of questioned whether or not we should even do a show today based off of that. That was yesterday. We did get reports today that he is doing a little better. What's your thoughts on the situation?
Yeah, it's completely unfortunate. I have no words really. I've never experienced something like that. I was at work, closed down early, and came home and saw it, I guess, right after it happened. So I was just in shock and left my TV on ESPN all night and all morning just to see if there's any positive word. And yeah, I was in the group chat, brought to your attention, like, should we even do a show? Because I think this is bigger than a podcast show. But like you said, once reports came out that he's making progress, and although he is still in critical condition, but progress is better than nothing else. So we figured we power through the show. So thoughts and prayers out to Damar Hamlin.
Absolutely. It's a good reminder that these players, even though we do address their play and stuff, that these are human beings and they're more than just what's on the field. So thoughts, prayers to him, especially his mom who was there, went to UC with him and the team. Just a crazy set of events. Like you said, it was kind of one of those things. I just finished up the show with EP and I was doing some editing and I happened to check Twitter and everyone's talking about it, and so I turned on the TV and we watched it for the next 2 hours to see if there was going to be any updates. So good thing is, like I said, the reports are rolling in that he's starting to get better, and hopefully we'll see him up and moving. I doubt we're going to see him on a football field anytime soon, but hopefully the first step is just getting out of that bed and coming up.
Yep.
All right, with that, we're going to get to the show. We got a good one here for you. Stay with us. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to Ref the District. I'm Nathan Perry. That's Trev. We did a cold open about Damar Hamlin, but now we're bringing a show because not only do we come live to you on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter every Wednesday at 7:30, but we also put this out on your favorite audio platforms. So make sure you check us out there as well so you can catch us whenever on the go. You don't have to necessarily be live. Stoner, for the record, is still traveling. We should expect him back for Sunday's live stream, I believe. EP saying Gus, he bet his 401k on the Commanders in Vegas. Yeah, that's so he's having to work his way back. So he's just coming back from his trip. He should be back. Like I said, I believe our plan, and the guys will have to correct me if I'm wrong because I'll be at the game, but we'll be doing our final for this season, the play-by-play and commentary. So Trev and Stoner will hold that down, and of course, then he'll be back.
I might be at the game Sunday too.
Ooh.
I don't know.
We'll see. So we'll make sure everyone's updated on that because we do enjoy those play-by-plays and the live commentary. But we'll see how it goes forward. Now we've got a pretty good show for you because even though there's nothing on the line for Washington, there's still plenty to talk about here. And so we're gonna talk about our game predictions, do dollar there, and the cool down during the game. We are going to talk about the Dallas game. Probably not a whole lot about whether or not Washington's going to win.
We are,
but we are going to talk about Sam Howell getting the starting nod. So hold on, it was this one. Let's see. Hold on. I got to stop the song underneath this real quick. And then there we go. Let's get those. Hold on. There we go. The howls are coming in. The howlers as Sam Howell's getting the starting nod. very interesting situation with that we'll be also talking about, which is that Heineke actually got the starting nod, and then they, like 3 hours later, Sam Howell got it. That'll be a discussion there in the game. We're going to talk about what this game means for Ron Rivera and the standings as far as the draft is concerned. I kind of guess we don't believe in tanking.
No.
But the best solution for Washington is like the moral victory.
Okay,
And then right here, we're going to start with the final thoughts on the Niners game and ask Trev, would Heineke have won that game?
No. Are you asking me now, or is that?
I'm asking you right now. Just going right into it. Do you think Taylor Heineke? EP did an amazing job with me on Monday, but she did defend Taylor Heineke, saying he would have won that game. My argument wasn't
on the
that
show right now, so
he should have started. My argument was simply we just weren't good enough, and no QB was winning. A lot of people took it as defending Carson Wentz and against Taylor Heineke. That's not it. It's just simply Taylor Heineke wasn't going to win that game, even though the Heineke Hive wants to believe that. So I'm glad that you're on board with some sanity there. So it is what it is. Now let's go to your final thoughts as far as the Niners game. What did you think entirely? The season was on the line. They laid an egg. What do you make of it?
Two things. Carson, what the hell are you doing? And second thing, defense, you going to stop the run? You picked this game to not be able to stop the run? So I'll go back to number one. Carson, all week, it was talked about, game plan's not going to change. I'm just going to come in and do what I have to do. I'm not going to do anything crazy, yada, yada, yada. And what's he do? He comes in and his interceptions were all forced throws. He did not have to make those throws. Terry McLaurin, good idea. Second late, whatever. The two bombs, what are you doing? There's no less than 3 defenders around those receivers that you're airmailing it to. You didn't need it for that to happen, bro. We know you have a live arm. Use it when it's appropriate, not just because, you know what? I ain't played in 8 games or whatever. I got a live arm. I've been looking good. Let's just test it out. No, we know that, but not when there's 4 players defending our receiver down the field, bro. What the hell are you doing? Now, defense, you picked this game. Nick Chubb is a stud. Kareem Hunt's a stud. We know that. Well, so was Dameon Pierce. Shut him down. So was the Philly run game. Shut them down. So was Derrick Henry. He kind of had a game, but he didn't have over 100. So we semi did our job on that. And then you picked this game to just say, hey, Nick Chubb, you can run this way. You can run that way. You can run through here. You can run through there. I just don't. The Browns, you're at home. You don't travel. The weather was nice all week. Cleveland played in the snow last week and lost at home. Come here and it's paradise and beat us at home.
Deshaun Watson completed 9 passes.
9 and won by 2 touchdowns, bro.
Oh, yeah. The team's just
bad. I mean, I'm not gonna get into details and stuff. It's just it was all around. That was the worst performance all around, I think, all season. Offense, defense, special teams, throw them in there too if you want, might as well. So it was just pathetic.
Yeah, it was a pretty rough game here. Let's give a shout out to those already in the chat here. We got Yam, Metaphor, we got Daniel, we got Steady Eddie, Be a Fan, absolutely. Shady Katie, EP in the house, Michael, Gus Bus, Thomas, Tommy T, P Dub in the house. We got lots of people. We appreciate you all jumping in here. Yeah, that 49ers game, unfortunately, just not what it was. Now, let's transition here to this Dallas game, and I'm not going to quite go into the full game just yet. So maybe we'll bring up what does this game mean for Ron Rivera? Ron Rivera has been 7-9. Was it 7-10 last year? Yeah, and now he's looking at 7-9-1 right now, possibly at most 8 wins. What do you make of Ron Rivera?
This game means he could get 8 wins, not 7. I think he's out the door, man. Excuse me, whether he's fired or was retired. Like, I'm actually ready for him to go now. Like, great guy. He came in and changed the culture like he said he was going to. but that didn't produce on the field for wins. And he's had 3 chances to do that. Yes, he's had a bunch of different quarterbacks. Yes, I know injuries is part of the game. But I mean, the Jacksonville Jaguars won 2 games last year, got a different coach, and now they're in have a chance to go to the playoffs and win the division. I'm just saying it can be done. I think the game has passed him by. I understand, the discipline of it and the heart and soul when it comes to coaching, but when it comes to X's and O's and executing, he's not it. When it comes to making decisions, it's not it. Like this past week has really set the tone for me and Ron Rivera. Like it's time to go, bro. Like you Taylor Heineke, for what it's worth, is a backup quarterback, but we were winning in spite of him, whatever. Then you take him out for the best chance to win against and put Carson in for playoff position, which you didn't apparently know about that was on the line. And then you want to start Taylor Heineke because Dallas has something to play for. So you think Taylor gives us the best chance to win. Then you go back on that and put Sam in within an hour of each other. Like you have lost control, it sounds like, of your coach-centric position that was given to you, and it's time to go. Start fresh. I mean, like I said, you're a soldier for real, no pun intended. You battled cancer, you battled COVID, you battled quarterback changes, you battled injuries, you battled, a death of a former player too, and Dwayne Haskins. Like you've been through a lot, but at the same time, the NFL is about winning, and it's a business, and you're not getting it done. So it's time to go, bro.
Yeah. This is something that we kind of talked about at the beginning of the season. We also talked last year, at the end of the last year's season, which is Ron Rivera. Is he a good coach? And I think a lot of people wanted to believe in him. And there's always been the extra stuff that's been going on. But when it comes down to it, like you're talking about, whether or not it's the X, you want to call it the X's and O's and whatnot, but a coach, unlike a QB or any other player, you really can't look, where as a player, you don't look at the win losses. QBs often get tied to it because you're a winner if you got a lot of wins as a QB, even if you got bad stats. Look at Jimmy G, right? But a coach, you absolutely judge by wins and losses. And he's not had a winning season here. Even if they win against Dallas this week, Ron Rivera, it's a non-losing season. It's not a winning season. It's a non-losing season. And this is going to be more than likely the 3rd season in a row of his where they fall flat down the stretch. There's that middle stretch that they play hard and they win and they beat teams that you just don't think. Last year, Tampa. The year before that, the Steelers. This year was the Philadelphia Eagles. And then they just peter out towards the end, and it's just hard to continually run into the wall that way. But as a lot of people are commenting on in the chat right now, it's unlikely that Ron leaves, that he gets fired. This team is up for sale. So what this game means for Ron is pretty much it's nothing. And this is a game, like, as far as the evaluation of players, it's not even an evaluation, I think, for him, because he's going to start, and this is going to be my hot take here. Ron Rivera will start the season as the head coach, but if a sale happens in March and we get a new owner sometime this year, Ron Rivera is immediately on the hot seat. And if he loses 2-3 games in a row, he's gone.
Ooh,
he's gone.
So you think he's the coach no matter what to start off?
It's too late in the game to switch, and you're not going to get, and this is the problem of Washington. I don't want to get too much into the offseason talk, because offseason talk is really going to be next week. But it's too late. By the time March rolls around and you're talking about the approval of the sale and everything goes through, you're not going to be able to reach the head coach. And then free agents are going to be like, do they really want to come here with a lame duck head coach? Do they want to come here with so much uncertainty? And that's if the sale happens in March, which more than likely should. But it's just kind of unfortunate. Washington is, and our fans, we're going to go through a very rough 2023-2024 season. So
with Carson Wentz as our quarterback, we'll get to that next week.
Yeah, and like I said, that's a lot of off-season talk, but it kind of ties into what this game means for Ron Rivera, and right now it's just going to be another game that hurts his legacy. This is this guy he won a Super Bowl as a player. He went to the Super Bowl as a coach, a 15-1 record, and but he's just got more losing seasons than he's got winning seasons. He's just racked up, not even the Jim Fisher, 9-7, 8-8 special. We're talking the Ron Rivera special of 7-9, 7-10, and it's just, it was kind of what I think most people are worried about when he came here. And I will stick with my thought. I think he was the right coach to change the culture, to bring a steady hand. I definitely had my problems with Ron Rivera and some of the decisions he's made and some of the things like the backtracking. I bring up Dwayne Haskins quite a bit because he was just like, we're going to go with Dwayne. But then he said something later in the season that was the exact opposite. And it was just like, okay, so which is it? And it kind of goes into this game. This morning we're told Taylor Heineke is going to start. And then we're told 3 hours later, no, it's going to be Sam Howell. So it's just kind of, it's frustrating as a fan that we have to deal with that, but it's going to be even more frustrating come Sunday against the Dallas Cowboys as we start practically nobody who's a number one right now against all of their number ones because they're playing for the division. And so it will be interesting, but that's going to be coming up here after this.
The game is brought to you by Pacers Running Stores. Pacers has 5 stores in Northern Virginia and DC. For the best running footwear, apparel, and gear, just stop by or schedule a virtual fitting with the best running experts in the business. Pacers Running exists to help as many people as possible through running. For every run, it's Pacers Running.
Pacers Running, for every run. They've got you taken care of. Hit them up in one of their stores or go online. I'm telling you, they're a great group of people. They're going to get you in the right pair of shoes. You've got that New Year's resolution. Okay. If you want to get to running or walking, just be more mobile, they're going to put you in the right pair of shoes. And they've got a wide selection. Put yourself in some Hokas or some Brooks. Those are the ones that we like here in the Perry household. And they're going to make sure it's the right shoe for you and the activities you want. So Pacers Running, for every run. Let's get into this game. Trev,
what up?
I'm not very positive about this game, but you said we're going to win. So we're going to start with that.
We're going to win. I mean, it's just how the world works. Our organization is embarrassing. We introduced a mascot that we don't even know is going to be the permanent mascot or not. If they just did it for the Hogs, I don't know. Our organization is an embarrassing joke. And why not? We're starting our 5th round pick, our 4th, 5th, 3rd, sometimes 2nd, then 3rd, 4th quarterback. We're going to win. I mean, it's just how it rolls. We're not supposed to win, not even close. But for some reason, we're going to win. And it's going to call Sam Howell to be QB1 next year. We're going to off-season with that conversation. So, but no, realistically, if we don't win, I think the starters will play the first couple quarters. And then we'll see, I don't know, the rest of the squad. I'm happy for Sam Howell because he's going up against a team that has something to play for.
It's a real defense, too.
Yeah, real defense. It's not like he's going up against the 3rd or 4th stringers like he did in preseason. So that's good to see how he reacts to a really good defense and like a meaningful game. I mean, he might as well treat this like a playoff game for himself, even though he knows he's not going to suit up next week. But like, hey, just think. If you beat the Cowboys, you knock them out of winning the division. Just and think like that's a playoff game for you, Sam Howell. So just go in there with that mentality and ball out. Who cares? Last game of the season.
Yeah, 5. That's where it's interesting, right? Because as a fan, you want and a fan of Washington who hates Dallas, right? Like this is Dallas week, and we haven't really got into the we want Dallas chance or anything because just everything is just imploded in front of us, and so there's no real like love for the game right now, and like we're mad at our team, but we're still supporting them. But then what it means to support them, I see a lot of fans, Trev, that talk about the draft position.
I don't care, bro.
And so, it's like you want your team to beat Dallas, but then if you beat Dallas, you get lower draft picks. So it's just like, do you just lose against Dallas? Is the best case scenario that we play well with Sam Howell? He has like 4 touchdowns and we lose by like a point, and that was like the dubious moral victory.
Yeah, because that'll solidify the backup spot because Taylor's gone. He leaving. If Ron's here next year, he ain't going through this again. No matter like, hey, you're starting, you're not starting. You're gonna play, you're not playing. He'll get it back somewhere else. So this could solidify our quarterback 2 position for us next year. So yeah, go out there and play well. Ball out. What you got to lose? Not your job. You'll be here again for at least 2
I mean, the players who will probably suit up are most definitely playing for a job somewhere. This is like this is their audition for, you know, for the future organization, or, you know, as far as it's just, you know, what it is. This is where we're at here. It's just, it's frustrating because we were 7-5 and we've lost everything since then. And that list, I saw somebody in the chat here, which was, and I'm with this one, F moral victories. If we beat Dallas and we pick 14th, I'm okay with that. That's fine with me.
It's not like we, you know what I mean?
I don't believe in moral victory. I called it dubious for a reason. It's not, we're not a tanking crew here. Like we don't, the draft, like it doesn't matter if you're picking 14th, if you're picking 10, you just pick the person who's going to make it. If you need to go up to 10, they're going to go up to 10 to get their guy. By the way, it's not going to happen. You don't want Ron Rivera. We just talked about Ron Rivera sticking around for another year. You don't want him picking a QB.
He reaches, bro.
Well, it's not just reaching, Trev. Look at the QBs he's brought in so far.
That's what I'm saying.
Brought in Taylor Heineke, Carson Wentz, Ryan Fitzpatrick. He had a deal with leftovers like Alex Smith and Dwayne Haskins, but please tell me he brought in Sam Howell, who he doesn't even want to start.
He literally said, if you want the guy to have an opportunity to start, well, this is the chance, so might as well get it over with. Might as well get it over with. Yeah, and he reaches, because let's be honest, outside of the football gurus like Josh Taylor, he knows about college football, but outside of people like him, who really thought Jahan Dotson was really a good pick at our first draft pick? Outside of that, who really thought Jamin Davis was our good pick when we had 19th? Outside of, rest in peace, Dwayne Haskins, 50 touchdowns is what wowed us, but look what happened when he got here. He didn't pan out like when he was here. So,
honestly, I felt like that one was like they stood pat and Dwayne Haskins fell to them and they picked him. So it was just kind of, I was happy with that. I was just like, cool. We'll see. Maybe he's going to be the Ohio State quarterback that breaks the mold and is good. He ended up not working out here. I really thought that he might have had a chance with the Steelers. Rest in peace, Dwayne Haskins. You know, as far as the other ones, I mean, Montez jumping back up to get Montez Sweat. I think that was a smart move. You've got Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne. These are solid picks that are
well, when it comes to offense, we'll say that. How about that? When it comes to drafting offense, we reach. How about that? I'll change it to that.
Jahan Dotson wasn't a reach. They've moved back and got him.
It was. I mean, like to pick him at that spot, I thought was a reach at the time because it was like, remember we passed up Chris Olave. I think we passed up.
Oh, you were
another
heated.
receiver. Oh,
you were so mad.
I'm like Jahan Dotson. Like, if y'all are banking off of that one-handed highlight college tape this before this season, y'all. If y'all were banking on that, it was like, okay, cool, but like, is he really going to pan out? And thankfully, he is awesome. He's a Terry McLaurin Jr. But like at the time, it was like Jahan Dotson. So I'm saying when we go to draft offensive players outside Dwayne Haskins, it's like we're reaching. I don't know. I just don't like the way we draft. I just don't like the way we draft at all.
Yeah, like I said, it's. I think the draft is something you worry about as you get closer to April. Yeah. You don't worry about it in the season. So I hate Dallas. I want Washington to win. I want them to destroy their chances at getting the first or win the division. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen, Trev, because this is a very long list of injuries here.
Oh, the
ones
DNPs that
listed
didn't
as
pay today?
yeah, the ones already listed as questionable for the game: Montez Sweat, Norwell, Lucas,
Oh,
Davis, B.
oh.
Rob, Gibson, James Smith Williams, Benjamin St. Juice, Sadiq Charles, Cam Curl, Jonathan Allen. Bostic is already on IR. Armani Rogers, Castro Fields, Hodges, Larson, Holcomb, McKissick, Roulier, Mathis, Wolf, White, all on IR already.
Who's Wolf?
John Harris.
Who the hell is
Eli
Wolf?
Wolf. He's one of the tight ends.
Oh yeah, Eli Wolf.
Yeah, it was, that's
okay,
all the way
okay.
back in August. That was a really early one. I'm just reading it the list off of ESPN here, but Gibson and Robinson didn't practice. I think EP is going to get her wish, and we're going to see some Jarrett frickin' Patterson.
Well, hell, it's only him and
Dallas.
Jonathan Williams in practice.
Yeah. And so you're gonna see some of that. You're gonna see a lot of these back end guys. We're finally going to see Chris Paul, I believe.
Let's go.
Chris Paul's gonna get a start.
I like that.
It's gonna look ugly for Washington. It's just not gonna be good. It's the Cole Turner coming out show, says Gus Buzz. Hey, that'd be great. I would love
to shock the world and beat Dallas, bro. We're gonna beat Dallas.
Cole Turner, I think, has been coming along nicely in other ways than catching the ball. I think we always knew that he was going to be a potential receiving threat, but he's been moving around doing some blocking and stuff, and I think that's good. If he can develop and pass Bates on the depth chart, I think that's a good thing, because Bates is a blocking tight end who just occasionally meanders out there like he's a lost cow and catches a ball. Cole Turner can be a wide receiver threat, but if he starts blocking as good as Bates, then that's great for Washington, especially because Logan Thomas is getting up there and Armani Rogers is a project. And so it's going to be interesting. But as Tommy T says here, with all of these starters out, and you're playing to win. That's what Ron says. You're playing to win. It's really evaluation mode, and this is going to be an ugly game, Trev. It's going to be a very ugly game for Washington. You say that they're going to shock them. I would love nothing more than that. I would love Sam Howell to go off. This kind of if Sam Howell goes off, is that a lose situation for Ron Rivera? Because don't fans come after him for Sam Howell doing so well with a limited roster against a good defense who's playing for something? Doesn't that tell everyone that, Ron, what the flip are you doing? I mean, we're already asking that, but
I don't think that would be
doubles down on that.
I don't think that would necessarily be as justified, because it's like, let's be honest. We're only throwing him out here because it's the last game of the season and we have literally nothing to play for. So if he balls out, you know what you have for next year as a backup. But there was no way you're going to throw Sam Howell out there to the Wolves before Carson Taylor. I don't care if Carson threw 5 picks and then Taylor threw 5 more picks after that. He wasn't going to go to Sam Howell. He's raw. Let the man sit back and learn with a clipboard as much as he can, rather than throw him in the Wolves when there's something to play for. But this situation is great because now Dallas has something to play for, and now you can see what Sam Howell can do against a real defense on his last game of the season, first start of the season. So I don't think you should call for Ron. You should have put him in after the bye week. He played this good. It's like, come on, man. Did you all forget we're losing to Dallas 27-3 in the third quarter? That's why he's balling right now. So let's just no, don't call for that if he balls out. If he balls out, look for the future, but not.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. We can't, as fans, get too enamored with Sam Howell, even if he plays well. He can go throw, as MG here is saying Dak is going to do. If Sam Howell throws for 500 yards and 4 touchdowns with a great completion, keeps Washington competitive in this game, that's too small of a sample size, right?
Exactly.
To be able to be like, oh, this is the guy who Washington should go with. He's still a 5th round rookie. I mean, it's a great thing to do, and it's exciting, and it might, maybe make some decisions in the offseason a little bit more complicated for this front office. But I don't know that I can get behind if he does that, if that's great, but I mean, because you've seen players that have gone off for those kind of numbers, and then the very next game, like Peterman throws like 4 interceptions.
I was gonna
right?
say, I guess we'll find out Jared Stidham. He balled out, even though they lost, but he balled out. So we'll see what happens this next game if he balls out or not. So whatever.
So I just don't know that one game's going to be a large enough sample size to be like, great,
Nah.
we're all on the we're all Howlers. I don't
I'm
know
a Tar Heel guy, so that's why I'm like, yo, he's gonna ball out. So I'm biased a little bit, but
I know that. Okay, we got MG, man. You're a very frustrated fan.
Man.
I don't think that you can't wish injury on a person. Even if that's not necessarily wishing, you can't put that out there. TJ, too nasty for you. Is this the Replacements movie? Sam Howell as Shane Falco? Hey, I'll take a Shane Falco at this point. The EP saying my fear is that Sam is going to get hurt. Then what? I mean,
you put Taylor in.
I don't want Sam Howell to get injured, but as far as what it means for the franchise, there's Sam Howell currently is the only QB who's going to be around for this next season,
and the healthiest one too.
And so you don't want him to get injured, but you also can't go out there and be afraid to start him because of that. Because one, you don't even know if he's going to be QB1 at the start of next season. Right. Carson Wentz isn't, and Taylor Heineke isn't.
He might.
So he's not.
Not Taylor, but Carson might.
He's not. We'll get into that next week. But he's not. So it's just going to be. It's going to be just a very, I think, frustrating game. And EP and I have been talking about it. We're going to be physically there, and we probably won't make it to the end of the game, depending on how it's going, especially as rude and nasty as Dallas Cowboy fans can be. So, she, and also EP she likes to throw hands. So I got to get her out of there before she starts getting on to these Cowboy fans. So yeah, she's feisty. She's a feisty one.
Yeah, feisty one. Look, a feisty one. Okay.
All right. So, besides the QB situation, what can Washington expect against Dallas?
Pass rush galore from Dallas. No run game from us. De'Ami Brown sightings. Cam Sims sightings. Dallas is going to wreak havoc first half and put the game away, and then bring in Cooper Rush and the third team offense and finish the game.
Dak has not been playing well this season.
And this is the first time we'll be playing Dak as a quarter. Well, since
this season,
second time.
No, this we've played him more than just 2 times. I'll bring that up here, but I'm going to bring metaphor. You brought up De'Ami Brown. We got that Tar Heel connection. Metaphor, call him for 2 tutties, and Major Tutty celebrates.
No, Major Tutty's not there.
Major Tutty gets a bat.
Real quick on that. Why did they choose to showcase that at week 17?
Because they predetermined that it was going to be a hog, and they wanted it to be with the hogs. So, it just felt all choreographed. By the way, he's played us 10 times.
He has
Prescott, yeah. So the last time he's played us would have been last year, 2021, or actually now 2 years ago. December 26, 2021, where they won 56-14.
Oh, yeah.
They beat us earlier in the year, 27-20 as well. He had a pretty good game there, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, 330 yards, and a 71% completion percentage. So you
so quiet. I don't really
probably just you didn't want to remember it. It was the year before that he was out. That Washington won both of those games. But then, he's has a very much a winning record against Washington here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 wins against Washington compared to 1 loss.
So that means number 2 is coming on Sunday. Sam Howell's going to lead the troops. We ain't going to run on him. Jonathan Williams is good, but there's a reason why he was third string. And Jerry Patterson is shifty, but there's a reason why they had to call him from the practice squad to come up and fill the role. So let's not get too carried away. And then I saw on defense. I don't even know who's playing on defense. Jamin Davis didn't play today. I don't know if that. Yeah, that's why I said that. I don't.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of Bada
but
and Obata, and maybe Dan Wise comes back and
no,
plays.
he's on Chiefs practice squad.
He's on the Chiefs practice squad. Yeah.
This is Troy Apke's back. They elevated Nathan Gary at linebacker position to the active roster, former Eagle. I mean, we got a shot, bro.
Trapkey. I forgot to tell you this. So we're watching.
Did you just say Crapkey?
I said Trapkey.
Oh.
Now it's you kind of looking into what I'm about to talk about, because my man out there is your man out there. Make sure I'm clarifying here. Your man is out there warming up before the Browns game, and he's dropping the balls left and right. And I'm just like, what are we doing? What are we doing with Troy Apke?
Who was throwing the balls?
It was just one of those drills that they had where they're up against a wide receiver, and then they cut one way, the wide receiver catches. Yeah, great. You know who else is? Jeremy Reeves,
Pro Bowl,
a Pro Bowler. Yeah, it's gonna be awful. It's gonna be awful. MG, you don't have to cut Heineke. He's no longer on contract after this year. You will cut wins, but again, a lot of that stuff, the fire Turner, fire Ron Rivera. We're going to talk about that next week. We're trying to talk about the Dallas game right now.
I don't even know who's going to play.
And it's going to be bare bones. This is essentially a preseason game for Washington and not for Dallas. So you're going to see Dallas being the tryhards and
try too hard and lose.
And Washington is literally just trying to make sure that they get through the season. Like, they're obligated to fulfill a team. And most of our fans here and the comments, not the comments, but our poll that we put out this morning have gone Dallas's way. It's 60-40 to Dallas. Chris Mahoney, we need the higher draft pick. I always want to beat Dallas, but I don't see it happening. Shadow Pop, know what would be the point to them winning. Them players know that they will play their best football every time they step on the field. The best team that time will win, unless the referees interfere with the game by cheating, which we may have known something a little bit about.
Just a little.
Yeah, a lot of people picking the Cowboys, saying, well, they hope Washington loses just because that higher draft pick. I can't go for that. I can't go for that.
Nothing in the draft appeases me right now, because usually there'd be a little something, but
I haven't taken too much look at who's in the draft because I was expecting to be in the playoffs. I'm pulling a Ron Rivera here, Trev. I wasn't expecting to lose. I was expecting to win, so I wasn't thinking about the playoffs until later, or not playoffs, but the draft. But Washington is in a position right now. They're at 14. And I think they can go as high as 10. If the Jets win, the Texans win.
Every year.
If actually I think so. It's if Cleveland wins, because Texans have Cleveland's pick. So if the Jets win, Cleveland wins, New Orleans wins, and Tennessee win, then Washington can go all the way up to the 10th pick. It's like a 1% chance of happening, but that's where they're at right now. They can fall back from the 14th. If they win, they can go downwards depending on how some of the other matches line up, but they can go all the way up to the 10th. If again, the Titans win, let's see who the Titans are playing. If someone reminds me, is Jaguars. That's right. That's a Saturday game.
Division game to see who goes.
Yeah, these are all going to be division games. So Cleveland versus Pittsburgh, right? I want to say.
Yeah, I think Cleveland can play a spoiler role for them. Yeah.
Sorry, trying to bring this up here. Yeah, Cleveland versus Pittsburgh. So Cleveland has to defeat Pittsburgh and give Tomlin his first losing season. We'll see if that happens. The Jets are going to be playing, and they are playing against Miami. Miami's trying to play for the playoffs. So we'll see if that happens. And the New Orleans is the other one. New Orleans is Carolina. So that one's kind of a wash there as far as that's going to go. So
speaking of you said Ron not knowing, like when you were pulling a Ron, His press conference today, that man said he thought we were doing some good things because we were in the 6th spot of playoff contention. So, okay, you knew that, but you didn't know that if the Packers won and we lost, we'd be eliminated. I just don't like his press conferences here lately. Like after we were 7-5, he was contradicting himself, contradicting the fans. Like
I'm with Stoner on this one. As he always say, I mean, just take whatever he says in the press conference with a grain of salt. He's up there because it's mandated that he's up there, and he's just saying whatever he says. It doesn't. And I mean, the only thing I will take away from his press conference that he had was the QB talk, where he's just like, "We're back at square one looking for a QB," because that tells me, great, let's not keep Carson Wentz and let's not keep Taylor Heineke, and we'll see what we have and how in the offseason. But it's unfortunately for us, it means that it's time to move on again. It's time to try to find another guy. But that's it. Like nothing else. Like to me, matters when he does this, because again, I mean, you have conflicting reports. You like the comment there from Gus Bus for our audio listener, or sorry, from John was Trev just don't like Ron Rivera, and yeah, Trev says he does. Now the conflicting reports, Trev, let's get back to that QB talk just briefly here.
Yeah.
Ron Rivera says that he picked Taylor Heineke, and then he went around talking with some of the vets and everything. And he's just like, well, everyone was telling me if he's going to play in the game, just give him the start. Now, maybe this isn't necessarily conflicting, but then other reports are coming out and saying that Taylor Heineke was the one who was just like, no, just go ahead, and he deserves to start. What do you make of it? Do you think Taylor Heineke was one of the ones who was just like, no, go ahead and start the kid? Or is that coming from other places? Did Ron Rivera open up Twitter and see everybody flipping out on him and saying, no, don't start Taylor Heineke and go for Sam Howell? What's the deal there, Trev?
My man in Ron Rivera's circle was like, yo, Ron, either get on Twitter or look at my phone real quick. I saw the world going crazy over the Taylor Heineke starting. Then he probably went to Taylor Heineke and was like, hey, I know I told you we're starting, but it doesn't seem like that's a smart move. And I told you that Sam was going to play. What do you think? And Taylor was probably like, just start the dude, man. Like, I don't care. Like, just start him. It's the last game of the season. I mean, because Taylor knew his place at the beginning of the season. They were like, you should start. And he was like, but you paid Carson Wentz $30 million. I'm not starting. You don't bring somebody to come in here and have a competition and you're paying $30 million. Like, he knew his place. He knew his role. So I think he knows his role now too. And then he talked to Jonathan Allen probably because he was on the junkie saying, I think it's a great opportunity for Sam Howell to start. So Ron probably heard that. And John Allen's the captain. He damn sure went to Terry McLaurin for sure. And they all probably said, yeah, start the kid. Like last game of the season, nothing to play with. And then that's when he came out and said, I talked to everybody and Taylor. So I think that's the order it went in. But Twitter started it for sure.
Twitter was on fire today. I was working in the building, so I didn't get to it until later. But it was great seeing the transition from Heineke. I love this from Gus Bus. I guess there aren't any decent blue and silver Jordans. Absolutely referring to Heineke's when he wins, he gets those Jordans. I do like Yams and Gus Bus's talk here. Taylor might just be also making a business decision, right? He might be he's okay stepping back here because he wants to get paid, and he's not going to get paid if he gets injured in this season finale. And so, that's interesting. Allison, for our sake, we're not going to talk about Scott Turner today because I'm still mad at that man.
Fire.
So still not happy with him. See no one. Heineke doesn't want to see Parsons all day long with our O-line. Yeah, I wouldn't either. I wouldn't, I'd like to keep a clean uniform. It's funny to me because, we were just talking about the draft and people want the higher draft position. Those same people should then want Carson Wentz to start, right? Isn't he our best chance at losing this game?
I still think, man, he just got an unfair, unlucky deal because despite the last game performance he put on and 2-4 to start, like I just think if he had continuity with this group and stayed healthy, we could have done some pretty good things. I really, really believe that. I know he had a bad game against Cleveland, but that was his first game in 8 games. He hasn't thrown to Terry McLaurin I don't know how long. I know it's not an excuse. He was bad because you didn't have to make those throws. But But at the same time, we did see some spark and we did see the live arm action. So just imagine if he was healthy and had continuity with the receivers, we might be a different boat. We might have only won 5 games, but I still think that's the only part where I'm backing Carson Wentz is he got a raw deal with his finger injury on his throwing hand. That's the only thing. Because I mean, he did the same. I mean, I know 9-8 last year with Indy. Yeah, he blew the Jacksonville game, but I'm just saying he had more weapons with us and less weapons in Indy, and still won 9 games. And he was playing on 2 bum ankles and a bad something else. I know people don't like this take, but that's why it's my take, not y'all's. So there's that. I just think, I don't know, something could have changed. You never know. I mean, look what Taylor Heineke did. We never thought that he'd come in and go on this winning streak. Everybody was like, oh, God, like, here we go. But he came in and provided the spark. I'm just saying, we never know. That's the only way I'm defending Carson Wentz is his bad luck injury. That's the only way.
Trev, you're definitely out on an island there.
I'll be on an island. I can't swim no way, so I'll just be on the island.
I will forever not be on the Wentz wagon. From day one, you guys knew that from me. I was only supportive of the deal because it gave us a 1-year out. And then I was like, okay, maybe he goes back to that 2017 form and we see that live arm. We never did. We never did though, Trev. We never did.
I think maybe if he would have came in after the bye, maybe that would have been better for us and him as a player. But I mean, you destroy that man's confidence for one by putting out reports saying, "Oh, if you don't do well, we're going to put Taylor Heineke in." So just there, and there's that. And also, if you don't lead us to the week 18 with the victory, we're going to put Sam Howell in instead. You're not even going to dress. So there's that. And then your first game back is a pressure to win a playoff, to a game that puts you in a spot with the playoffs. Like, I mean, yeah, he was a bad performance, but like that was his first game in 8 games. And you're asking that man to put on a Superman cape and come out there and win a game to take us to the playoffs.
And now you're gonna make me talk about Scott Turner. I didn't want to talk about Scott Turner today, but we're gonna have to, especially in regards to Dallas, anyways. But my thing is you start Wentz and then you play the game plan you had for Taylor Heineke, which is not playing to Carson Wentz strength, and you don't even do play action. Like how many play action did we see against the Niners? And like you ran first down, second down, and then you expect Carson Wentz to have to throw it on the third down. And he's just the mental makeup wasn't there for him against Cleveland, whether or not that was the time away from it, whether or not that's, having to look over his back, whether or not that's the pressure. I don't care. He just didn't play well against Cleveland, and he's not going to be wearing burgundy and gold past Sunday. So the problem is, like I said, is Scott Turner, his game plan just didn't seem to fit for Carson Wentz and the strengths. And then Carson Wentz wasn't playing to his strengths anyways. And now we're going into this game against Dallas, and Scott Turner is having to come up with a game plan for a 5th string rookie who is supposed to be a mixture of Taylor Heineke and Carson Wentz. He's supposed to have a big arm like Carson Wentz, but have more of that mobility that Taylor Heineke we were told Taylor Heineke had, some wheels to him. We didn't really get to see that a lot. And now I'm wondering, are we going to see some RPOs? Are we going to open up some of these play action? What are we going to do to protect Sam Howell from Micah Parsons? What's the game plan, Trev, for that?
You're going to get Sam Howell in space, some more RPOs, go back to his college days, look at that tape and see how he's being successful on the ground without having to throw the ball down the field, because he's going to be running for his life. So you might as well go ahead and draw up some design runs where he can do that and then sling the ball down the field. Like, I don't know. Like, I watched him in college, and he just hung back there and took some shots, missed tackles, and flung it down the field to De'Ami Brown somewhere. Like, that was Sam Howell. He had some RPOs in college too. It was successful, but like NFL is bigger, faster, stronger. So I don't know. I'm just excited to see what Sam Howell has to showcase for his personal growth and career in the NFL, because it ain't going to be in Washington. So, I mean, It's just really hard to answer these questions because of the sale. Like, we don't know. We really can't answer a lot of offseason questions either next week. Well, we will, but like, it's all speculation literally because of the sale. We don't know the owner, the coach. That all affects free agents. The ownership affects the coaching, and then the sale affects the ownership. So like, it's all a domino, and there's really no answer because we could start with Ron Rivera and he could pick a quarterback and then get fired in week 3. And then they make a trade for, like, it's just, who knows what happens. So it's really hard. Scott Turner, I don't give a damn what you do. Just call a game that fits Sam Howell. If you have to open up the college playbook and take some pages out of that, do it. There's plenty of other NFL teams that run a college style offense and win games. So like, let's just throw the bag out there. Reverse screen, RPO, flea flickers, do it all. Throw the whole bag out there because this is your last time as offense coordinator in Washington, in my book.
He'll probably be here because, again, who's coming on a short-term deal to be with Ron Rivera? Now, Trev, I want to know, as far as like the wheeling and dealing for Sam Howell.
Yeah.
If Scott Turner opens up the playbook for him,
yeah,
do you think we're going to see more runs or more passing this game against Dallas?
More passing. We already know what Jonathan Williams has. We know what Jared Patterson has. They've both been here for 2-3 years on practice squads and being elevated, not because of performance, but because of injury. So there's that. So, I mean, if you want to give them a chance, you can, but it is what it is. But they've had their chance. Sam Howell has not had a chance. Air it out. You've seen the arm talent. Like, yeah, you've seen the arm talent in preseason. You saw it in college. De'Ami Brown cried and was hyped when he got drafted in the 5th round, even though he already had 2 starting quarterbacks ahead of Sam Howell. My man was hyped because he knew what Sam Howell has. So let the boy just launch it. Just launch it. I mean,
I didn't know this one. Gregory, hat tip to Gregory here. That line went from Dallas -6 to Sam playing, and now it's -4. So they like us with Sam Howell a little bit more. He says, love it. Let's go, Sam, my guy.
Do it.
I mean, in that regard, does Washington have a better shot because there's no tape on Sam Howell? This is a quarterback that's an unknown. Do you think, does that play a factor? I know that's a yes or no question, but could you expand on your thoughts on that?
No, because it's not going to take long for a defense like Dallas to figure out who Sam Howell is without watching tape. Good defense figure out quarterbacks without watching tape because this is their first NFL experience. They're going to wow you a little bit and then be what it really is. Prime example, Sam Ehlinger. We played him in this first time against the Colts. The first quarter was like, oh, you guys, Sam might be, and then by the third quarter, it was like, all right, this is Sam Ehlinger. So, like, that's my opinion. You're playing against a top-notch defense. They're going to figure him out so quick. Now, if it's Dallas 3rd, 4th string, maybe, because then you don't have tape on them either. So then there's a both advantage, but no tape thing. It'll work out for us for a couple of plays, couple of series, but then real life will set in and we're going to get destroyed. So.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I do think that there's going to be some aspects to it where he is. The problem is, I don't think it's as much on Sam Howell as it's this offensive line. And Dallas knows they can eat this offensive line. So we'll see there. Hey, Yam, just FYI, Yam's here for our audio listeners. Ron was planning to play Howell in this game, but give Heineke the start. That was the initial report that came out this morning. And then like 2 to 3 hours later, it was confirmed that Heineke is going to get the start. Ron Rivera and the team confirmed that. So it was just a very weird situation because, again, this morning we woke up and the news was Taylor Heineke is going to get the start. Sam Howell will play, though, at some point. And then all of a sudden, 2-3 hours later, it was no, Sam Howell's going to start. And then he had to go answer why Sam Howell was going to start, what made him change his mind. And that's where the story of him going to the vets and the veterans and them telling him, like, just if he's going to play, give him the start. Don't split it up, which I think is fair. And I think so. Last couple seasons, as we're playing it out, and this is especially true of last year, you had players who were playing that final game, even though it didn't mean anything, just to hit those records, right? You needed to get Terry McLaurin to 1,000 yards, Gibson to 1,000 yards. There's no one really close to a mark right now. that is worth starting. So who do you sit, Trev, to keep healthy, and who do you play to keep this game competitive and maybe give Sam Howell a chance to win?
People might not like this, but I think you treat the other players as like a dress rehearsal preseason game for Sam. Terry should play, Curtis should play, Dotson should play, at least for a quarter. Why? Dotson's still fresh. He missed some time. This will be helpful for him. Curtis Samuel missed all last year. He can play a series two here. Don't really need to see much from him. Terry's a captain. Probably wants to set an example. Jonathan Allen's hurt, so he can't play. So he's the other captain. And I can see Terry doing that for that reason. And just to make Sam a little more comfortable in the game, get him acclimated in his first NFL start. As long as he gets the ball in their hands, it's their job to do the rest of the work.
I think it's important to keep some of the playmakers on the field with them, because otherwise, like I said, you're already throwing them out to the wolves and keeping those guys out. Metaphor, I did not know this. Jahan needs to break the Redskins rookie TD record. I was not tracking that. What is that at? And so how many does he need to get there? Because that would be a good dollar for later. And because we are going to transition to that right now. And our game predictions. Get those game predictions in there. I want to see Washington come out with a few victories here in the chat. Let us know who you got, what the score is going to be, and all that's coming up right here for the cool down.
The cool down is brought to you by Manscaped. Ever since my Nathan started using their products, I can't cool down. Fellas, trust me. Go to Manscaped right now and get 20% off and free shipping by using the code REF. Your ladies will appreciate you. Now back to Trev, Stoner, and my Manscaped man, Nathan.
I am telling you right now, that Manscaped shampoo and body wash are wonderful. Absolutely delightful. And you too can be feeling fresh, much fresher than Carson Wentz was against the Browns by getting yourself some Manscaped. Head to manscaped.com. Use that code REF for 20% off and free shipping. You got there. That's REF, R as in ref, E as in F, and F as in F, 20% off and free shipping. Really, it's good stuff. And I've been wearing the boxers. I have 4 pairs of boxers now. Love those. Those are super comfortable. Been wearing those over the last few days here. Let's get to these game predictions. Trev, you have been telling us all so long Sam Howell is going to lead Washington to a victory against Dallas. Let's put your money where the mouth is. What do you got? What's the score?
33-27 Washington.
Wow.
We're going to gunsling it, score some touchdowns, buddy. We're going to shock the world.
That would be very excited for that. That would be a
We're playing for 8 wins. We're playing for a non-losing record. And some people on that squad, including Ron Rivera, means a little something. So I think we're going to shock the world.
Yeah. For the record, I know the fans, there's some fans out there that want them to lose. The players want to win. Okay. They don't care about the draft.
They don't give a damn. They're not getting drafted.
They care about beating the opponent and looking good doing it. And so that would be great. 33-27. I love it.
Yep.
I love it.
EP
62-3. EP plans on leaving at halftime, apparently, if it's this kind of score.
Jazz 62.
Shady Katie not too far behind there, 44-6. OPG Bubbles taking the good guys, got Washington 23-16. TJ too nasty for you with 35-17. Dallas Joseph 40-17. Sean 56-3. Sam throws 4 picks.
Picks.
Sean, not
against Dallas.
Sam. We were just
talking
him up. Just talking him up. Gus Bus here. If Dallas loses, Katie has to do the Manscaped promo for 1 week.
Yup. That's funny.
That's pretty funny. Roger taking Dim Boys 41-10. Casino on here with a joke. Wentz looks like Prince Harry and plays like him. Allison taking Dallas as well, 35-10. That's an important game for Allison, who is a Philly fan.
Oh, you
So,
need Dallas to win, huh?
well, they
No,
need to
they
beat the Giants. So
Right.
they can't afford to lose the Giants and have Dallas win 35-10. We got Gregory 24-21 Washington. My man Gregory is a known howler. Howl. Gregory going with Sam Howell 24-21. Trout 34-17. Now, our rule here on the channel is if you do not put the name next to it, we just assume it's Washington. 34-17 Washington would be something to see.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly Kirby Sr., Dallas 34, Ron Rivera 10. I think Ron Rivera would be lucky to score 10. Scott Turner is definitely not reaching 20. Trout is going to go ahead and correct it for us here. Trout's saying it's 34-17 Dallas. So, let's get to mine here. Yam got it in 24-10 for Dallas. And Gus Bus saying we send Snyder off in style. Yep, that's right. This is the final game of potentially the final game of the Snyder era.
But don't say that. I'm about to be hype and rage right now. If you said that, it's the last.
Washington wins 34-23 according to Gus Bus. Oh man, now that it's the final game, I feel like it is only fitting that Washington loses this one in embarrassing fashion.
For sure.
It was 56-14 last year.
Oh. Was Garrett Gilbert our quarterback at the time?
That game was, I believe, the Garrett Gilbert eating Garrett Gilbert grape.
I thought I call out that game.
You did. No, it was Taylor Heineke. It was Taylor Heineke coming back from his illness, as it was, through 2 interceptions. And we got to see Kyle Allen. You remember him?
I do. He has a podcast. That's his famous claim now. He has a backup quarterback too. But
man, how?
What? What's wrong? What's wrong?
Dallas is going to win this game. I hate to say it,
Nathan.
I just can't. I can't do it, Trev. I got to be true to what I feel. And as much as I would love to be drinking the burgundy and gold Kool-Aid with you and wearing the burgundy and gold glasses, I'm in the burgundy and gold room, for goodness sake. But Washington, I just don't think, especially because they're going to be playing their 2s and 3s. Dallas is playing for something. Yeah, the home field advantage worked out so well with the Cleveland Browns. And
they'll bring their own benches again.
Remind me after we do some dollars. I have one complaint I didn't get to do on the show on Monday.
Ooh, okay.
Dallas is going to win this one. I'm going to go 43-17. Washington again fails to score 20 points in a game. I just don't think Scott Turner has it in him. I like Sam Howell. I think that there's some excitement there. I think that he was a great 5th round pickup. I don't think he's a QB1 next year unless they're really desperate for QB1. But I just don't have a lot of faith right now in this team to win against a team that's headed to the playoffs and potentially as high as, I think, like number 1, maybe not that high depending on when it goes, but it will be how it goes. Sean, thank you, Nathan. Come to the Howl as a trash can side. I'm not going that far. I'm not going that far.
Thank you.
He's not QB1. I'm not a complete howler. All right. Oh yeah. He was a great 5th round pickup. I think that was smart value because you should not be signing Taylor Heineke next year. And I think that Sam Howell will be an excellent backup who's probably going to be forced to start next year. But again, we're going to talk about the offseason next week. Unfortunately, again, Washington loses this game. Yam was the one who put the dollar there. You think they're going to score more than 20 points. So you're going to put that in there?
Yeah.
I'm going against you. I don't think we score more than 20 points.
No, if we score 21, I get that dollar. You know that, right?
Yeah, that's great. This is one of those ones that I get excited about if I lose, Trev. If we score more than 20 points, I might be at the stadium without a shirt on. we might be losing 60-21 at that point. But the fact that we scored more than 20 points, it's exciting enough.
Oh, well, get ready because it's happening on Sunday.
Metaphor,
Ooh.
De'Ami Brown, 2 touchdowns. Yeah, I'm going against this.
I'm going against it too. Oh, no, they'll get 2. They're going to
You
connect.
think he's going to get 2? Okay,
Yeah.
all right. We got some action there. How about the Jahan touchdown? This ties the rookie record.
Oh, yeah, he'll get 1. I don't look for Terry to play much for him to get a even. Yeah, so yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jahan Dotson. I do think that's going to happen. I do think he's going to tie the record. Diggs gets beat on a sluggo route. Diggs is going to get beat at least once, and it's going to be embarrassing for him, and then no one's going to remember it because Dallas wins, or he's going to pick off Sam Howell another time, and they're going to be like, "Oh, what do you mean he gave up 100 yards on 2 plays?"
Game 1 was a
most overrated cornerback in the game, and it's not just because I don't like Dallas.
But he is.
Sam Howell, 2 rushing touchdowns. Alcantone, yeah, I don't think 2.
Nah.
Don't think 2. Do you think he gets 1, Trev?
No.
No? Yeah, I don't think he's going to get 1. How about this? Sam Howell, 35 or more rushing yards.
Ooh. 35 or more.
I'm taking 35 or more. Are you going to go under 35?
No. I'm with you. I think it can it can definitely happen.
How about 40?
Nah, he's not doing 40 and over.
40 and over. I'm going to take 40 and over. Are you going to take 39 under?
I'll take.
All right, he's taking 39 and under. I'm taking the 40. I'm taking the 40. I think he's going to be running for his life, and I think that he's going to be able to get some scramble yards there.
Okay.
So Alcatone's going to say 50. Tommy T saying, yep, with the over 35. Yam thinks he gets close to 50. Sean Walker, Sam Howell, 85 passing yards. Smashing the over.
Smashing the over.
How about 210 passing yards?
He's going to go over that. Sam Howell's going to throw for 235 yards.
That's a good number. I don't know that Sam Howell's going to have that good of a game. There might be, like you said, some garbage time points coming his way. 235. I'll take the under just for the action, Trev. Just for the action.
Thank you.
John thinks it's going to be 300. OPG we're going 300. I would definitely take the under on that. 235 was a darn good number. Trout saying 319. Steady Eddie bringing up the point we made earlier. There's no tape on him. There's no tape. You'll see how it goes. Metaphor going way out in left field with 150 rushing yards, Justin Fields style.
Nah, dog.
Yeah, tougher guy. We've seen the injury report. No one's playing. Nobody.
So far, today's Wednesday, but maybe they're all resting, which I don't know why, but whatever.
I don't know. I think half the ones are going to be out because they're
Chase Young going to play?
Playing them. Who?
You think Chase Young will play?
I think he should.
I think he should too.
I think he should. I don't think we'll see Daron Payne. We're definitely not seeing Jonathan Allen. He injured his knee. He's not looking to, and the team's not looking to injure one of their best players. Daron Payne's like, I've already earned my paycheck for next year, so what do I need to do? Yeah. How many sacks does Washington give up?
Oh, give up?
Give up.
Oh, 3.
I'll take over 3. Yeah.
Over 3?
Yeah.
Ooh, really?
You think it's 3 or under?
Yeah, I think it's 3 or under.
All right, there we go. We got some action there. I just feel like Sam Howell is gonna. There's gonna be a couple times they're gonna catch him on a blitz, or he's just gonna hold the ball too long, thinking he's got something. Trout is gonna go with 4.5.
Ooh.
Yeah. John saying Sam gets away. He's slippery. A lot of people are telling me that. A lot of people are telling me he's not only got wheels, but he's elusive.
He is. He's got moxie.
OPG Bubbles here with Washington. He gets 2 picks, 1 for a pick 6. I'm definitely going against this. I do think they do pick off Dak Prescott once.
I think so too. Once. I think so.
At
too.
least once, but not the 2.
I think all right. I think that one interception will be a tipped ball interception.
Against Dak or Sam Howell or just period?
Dak, like one of the you say we'll get a pick, and I'm going to jump off and say the pick that we do get is going to be off of a tip pass.
I'm not going to take it this time just because I feel like that's probably how it's going to come. It's not Dak just throwing it to one of our guys. Tommy T asks us, how many sacks are we going to get?
One, maybe. I mean, we didn't get any against New York, the Giants at home after the bye week. So we really haven't pressured the quarterback lately. We got to Deshaun Watson, but he was just running around in circles, literally.
He was doing a great job being elusive there.
Oh my gosh.
They sacked Cooper Rush once.
That's it. Oh, we're getting 0 sacks. Man, and that was before our D line got together, and now we're playing them again when we are missing half our D line. So we didn't play him right there in the thick of it. In the thick of it, we didn't. So
yeah, I'm going 0 here. With Sean's with 0, Metaphor, Broncos with 0. John thinks 1. Tommy thinks 4. Yam saying we get 1 especially if Allen is out. If Allen and Deron Payne are out.
We got Casey Toohill, F.A. Obata, James Smith Williams, and Ridgeway. Ridgeway hasn't been playing much lately, has he?
I mean, he's been there. We just haven't really heard his name. I think he's still stalwart. I like him as
I do too.
Hit him there. Absolutely. EP with the hit that like button. Make sure you do that, especially before I start trashing some of our fans here. F.A. Avada finally gets one.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to take some umbrage here.
Okay.
With the Heineke Hive that was chanting Heineke while Jonathan Allen was on the field.
Oh yeah,
being tended to.
You were there.
I was there, and it's quiet because we have an injured player on the field, and fans of Taylor Heineke start chanting his name. It was so bad that the defensive players had to be like, calm down. And it's just so frustrating. Like, I get it. You like the guy, you back the guy. Carson Wentz is playing like doo-doo, but we have an injured player, an injured captain, an injured Pro Bowler, potentially an all-pro player that's on the ground, and you're chanting for the backup quarterback. Not it. It's just not it.
Tasteless.
It was awful.
It was awful when Ryan Fitzpatrick went down. I don't give a damn if it was the same position. You don't do that. Tasteless.
Nope.
Tasteless.
Nope. There's plenty of other times where it gets quiet enough for you to start the chant, and there was plenty of interceptions to start that chant as well. You don't do it when a player's on the ground.
You just don't.
That's not how I want to end the show. I want to end the show on a positive note. And I'm struggling, Trev. What's a positive note for this Dallas game? What are we most excited about?
Oh man, it's the last hurrah on another disappointing season. I'm excited for Sam Howell to get an opportunity. I'm excited for the fans to see that at home too. I'm glad we're ending our season at home and not on the road. And I guess we just have a very, very, very movie-like interesting offseason coming up. And let's start off 2023. Well, we didn't do it on Sunday, but let's start off 2023 the right way with a win. Or
it'd be great. A win against Dallas.
Yes.
I don't want competitive. I want to win, Trev.
All right.
I want to win for Graham here. Graham is going to go to the game. He says, he asks, anyone have any insight as to what fan mood will be at the game? This is going to be his first game. His wife planned it for him as a surprise back in November when things were going better. So one, you have an amazing wife. I know I have an amazing wife. She does things like that all the time. But Graham, expect a lot of Dallas fans. Don't let them get you down. Enjoy the game. And as EP tells you, we'll be out in the orange lot. So come by and see us. Hit us up. You can hit us up on Twitter because I'll be out there with my family, and we're looking to have a good time, regardless win or lose. And we're here to support the Burgundy and Gold. And let's get Sam Howell his first victory. Let's start off Sam Howell's career howling for a victory.
I can't wait. That's going to be cool. When they score the touchdown, the whole stadium's going to howl. You know that, right?
Oh, it's going to be, they're probably going to howl for him as he comes in. There's going to be a lot of stuff there. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we'll be breaking it down on Monday at 7:30. Catch us here on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And of course, like I said, we'll keep you updated as far as whether or not we're going to do the live play-by-play and commentary. So stay tuned. We'll have something in the community channel for that, or on our channels letting you know that we will or will not be. So, but until next time,
beat Dallas.
Be a fan.